Hello everyone, my name is Nila Yunafitasari and today I would like to explain about how to create an effective PowerPoint. And there are 5 ways actually to create an effective PowerPoint. The first one, okay, we will go to the first one further. And then the first one is that avoid to use too much animation and also sound effect. Why? Isn't that really will be interesting to use animation and also sound effect in our PowerPoint? No, not really. When we use that too much, it will distract the audience a lot. First, we take an example. If you create a PowerPoint and then you put a lot of animation in that, and just imagine you as the audience. You will look at the slides, but you will be focused more on the animation, not on the whatever it is that is written on the slides, because the animation looks more cute. And then besides that, it will also distract the speakers, you as the speakers, and you're the one who maybe create the PowerPoint, but you also distract on that, because when you're trying to focus on explaining things, but because of the animation, it will get your attention to that. Instead of having attention to the audience, but you have the attention for the animation. It will be really disturbing. And then for the sound effects, why it will be too much? Because yeah, it sounds good, right? To have a sound effect, and that will be really getting the attention from the audience, but actually it also can be disturbing for them, because when you use too much for that. Take an example. Okay, there are 2 reasons actually. The first one is that when you're explaining, you're as a speaker and you're explaining something, like about a material, and then when you change the slide while explaining, and then you hear the sound effect, of course, it will distract you to explain something, because when you're trying to focus on something, on explaining something, and then you hear some noise, and then you will feel like, what is that? Even though you're the one who put that, because you're the speaker, and then most of the time speaker they will prepare their own PowerPoint, of course. And besides that, for the audience, when they are trying to focus to listen to you, but it's kind of a distraction, because they kind of listen to something else, not listen to, but hear something else that is not really necessary actually. So avoid to use animation and sound effect, even though maybe you think that sound effect and animation can catch their attention, but actually it will disturb them somehow. And then the second reason is that avoid to put a lot of text on your PowerPoint. It will be so tiring for the audience, because, for example, you put a lot of text on your slides, and then you're also at the same time you're trying to explain that material, which is written all of them on the slides. It will be like an audiobook, and besides that, it will be also tiring for the audience, because we are trying to listen, and also we are trying to read the slides, and probably what you wrote on the slide and also what you're trying to explain, it's a little bit different sometimes, like the way you trying to explain on the slide and when you're trying to explain orally, because maybe you're trying to simplify that when you're trying to explain that, which is it's really understandable, but somehow it will be really confusing for the audience, because they are trying to do 2 things at the same time, listening and then also reading your PowerPoint, and that will be tough. And also besides it will be tough for the audience, it also will make you as a speaker to read the PowerPoint, because you don't want to make any mistakes, because everything is written on the slides, and then you feel like, oh, maybe I can just read slides, and then that's it. it's better not to have a speaker then. Just read the PowerPoint. So that's the number 2. Avoid to put a lot of text. And the third one is that we need to pay attention when we do writing. Actually, even though in a PowerPoint we just need to write some points of our material, but we also need to pay attention on writing things such as spelling, capital letters, and also the grammar, of course. So imagine if you kind of misspelled some words and also you make some grammatical mistakes. Mistakes is okay because we are human, but we need to, and that is why we need to double check. So if we make any grammar mistake or misspelling, or we don't use a capital letters, yeah, it will create confusion to the audience, because when we misspell some words, for example, does the speaker means this one? I don't understand about this word. We will avoid that, of course. So that is why it's really needed to check again. And then the next one is that please use the relevant image. Why do we need that? Because when we put an image, the purpose to put an image in your PowerPoint is to illustrate the material, right? So imagine if you're trying to explain about plant, but you put another image, for example, like building, it will be not relatable, and also it will be like, is that image an accessory in the slide or what? So please put the relevant image. For example, if you're going to explain about, we are trying to explain about reading, something about reading, about how to improve the students' reading. Of course, there will be an image of student who is reading a book, of course, or maybe just a book. It also doesn't matter, but of course, you will not put an image like a baby. No, it's not relatable. And also it will make the audience like, what is that? Why the speaker put the picture of baby? Is that necessary? It's not. And then the last one is that it's the most technical thing, is that we need to use consistent background, and also font size and font style, and of course placing the image and also the words. When we put everything consistently, it will make it organizable, and of course it will make the audience, when they look at the slides, it will be really understandable for them because it's so organized. So just imagine if you use a different color of background, it will be not really looking good as well. So just trying to use the consistent background and font size and everything consistently, so it will looks good and also organized, very organized, because it's really important to put it like that, because the audience will look at your slides, and of course they will, if it's not organized, if it's not really organized, it will make them not really understand what you're trying to say actually from your PowerPoint. So that's what we need to avoid, right? So that is why we need to put everything consistently. So those are 5 ways to create the effective PowerPoint. So the first one is that avoid to use a lot of animation and also sound effects. The second one is that we need to avoid putting a lot of text on the slides. And then the third one is that paying attention to the grammar, spelling, to the writing things. And the fourth one, put the relevant image. And then the the last one, but not least, is paying attention to the technical things on the slides on PowerPoint, which is font style, font size. So that's all, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.